guys, welcome to our third segment of Q&A with the pros. Thank you so much for all your questions. We really appreciate it and we'd love some more, so please leave them on the comments below or send us private messages if you want to stay anonymous or anything like that. We're more than happy to answer your questions. Oh, this is Nina and I'm Summer, by the way.
Hi.
You didn't know. Hi. Okay, so first question we have is from Stefan Barbie or Barbage? I can't read that.
Barbage, I think.
Barbage. Okay, so do you generally stick to the same diet and training regime every comp, knowing from experience that it works from you? Or do you like to experiment and keep an open mind and try new diets and training methods?
Well, you take this away. You've been doing it.
Okay, I will start. Okay, so I would say for the majority of when I began competing, I was doing probably like relatively the same kind of nutrition aspects, training. So I was doing lots of cardio, I worked my way up to 2 hours of cardio a day. In my last prep I actually got to 3 hours a day, which wasn't nice. So
we don't recommend that, by the way.
Like there's so many different ways, and the ways, I think every year it has gotten better for me, and it is like every year you're going to learn something new, something different, and way to adopt things. Going into my next comps, however, is going to be something completely different to me that I've never done before. Now, like as I've spoken before, doing if I fix your macros, not doing as much cardio and stuff at the moment, increasing my metabolic capacity so therefore I can eat more. There's just different ways that you can do things, and like the body works in mysterious ways. You're not going to know until you try these ways, you know?
I don't think any prep for both of us, because I've been through quite a bit of it with you, is that it's never been exactly the same as the one before.
Yeah.
And I don't think any prep ever will be exactly the same as the one before. I think you take what you've learnt and you almost tweak it every time.
Yeah.
Because you learn something different. Like someone said, through every prep, where you might think, oh, I might just try adding this, or that's why it's good to actually have a bit of an off season in between, or an off working season, because that's when you can experiment and see kind of what your body responds to better. But like Summer said, we're actually taking a huge 180
leap in faith.
Yes.
Lane Norton.
Yes. So we're both adopted macros and doing more HIIT based cardio rather than steady state, because all we've ever done before is more moderate steady state. So we are again, even as pros, trying something different to see if it's going to work for us. So we don't know what we're going to look like at the end of the year when we step on stage.
Good. really good.
But you know, you're not going to know until you try. So yeah, you got to keep experimenting. We definitely keep changing it every time.
Do what's healthy for you. As long as you're healthy, that's the most important thing, I think, because look, there's just so many people out there that are unqualified, that are giving people advice, or there's people there that are doing themselves from what they see through social media, and you need to find a coach that you know and trust and stick to their principles. Okay, next question we have from Audra Homer. Okay, so this is quite a long one, so we'll divide it up. We'll go for the first part of the question first. Okay. So she says, I would love to know how you deal with not being as lean in between comp seasons. Did you want to answer that one? I'll go to the next one.
We can both answer each.
We can both start.
I'll start though. Yeah, it's tough. Okay, the first thing I think everyone needs to remember when you're doing shows or competing is that it's more of a mental game than it is physical. It's mentally challenging, and I think post-comp is more mentally challenging than like on season. So basically, I think when I was competing back-to-back for shows, I was pretty good. I used to only put on a couple of kilos between shows, so I still, you know, was staying reasonably lean, you know, within comp weight. But even at that, people don't understand until you've been 6% body fat or whatever it is, and then you put on 3, 4, 5 kilos, you still, for yourself, you feel huge.
Yeah, you feel like 20 kilos.
You feel huge.
Yeah.
And even though in comparison to a normal person on the street, whatever, you look like phenomenal, in your head you are thinking, oh my gosh, I feel massive. And it is a battle, but I think for me at the time, I used to just take photos every week or so, and that would really help put things into perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it's hard, but it's something that you kind of have to deal with. Like, you've got to realize that you can't stay that lean all year round. It's not healthy, and we'll answer the next part of that in the next question, I think, because she's asked now also how you balance like hormonal issues post-comp. If you're trying to stay lean all the time, like, you're going to have hormonal issues. Most girls don't realize that in order for your hormones to like produce effectively, you need to be eating over 2,000 calories a day. Like, you just need to, otherwise you're gonna get issues.
A variety of food, not just chicken or just rice as your carbohydrate. You need a variety of nutrients, you know.
And also, when I'm saying 2,000, I mean athletes need to be having 2,000. Like, that's how much. If you're training and stuff, like, it's gonna be like 2,000 calories a day for you to be healthy.
Exactly.
So you've got to keep that. And hormonal balancing issues, clearly, well, at the moment, it's something that both myself and Nina are going through. So we're learning firsthand how much your hormones can just go out of whack if you're kind of, depending on what principles and stuff you're adapting.
I think it's really important. I never used to really get much blood tests or anything done when I was first competing, and I realised that, you know, looking back now, I had some hormonal imbalances for quite some time, and I didn't realise that till last year, really, till I had an off season. So I think it's very important to get checked up regularly, see the right people, and make sure that, you know, post comp you get checked, and before you decide to do another show you get checked, and make sure that your hormones are in check. And if they're not, you need to do obviously, you know, if any medication comes in, if it's quite serious, or, you know, change the foods that you eat and that kind of thing, because food is medicine at the end of the day. So if you choose the right foods as well, they can help heal your hormones.
Yeah, and find yourself like a good hormonal specialist. Like, we've both got a really good endocrinologist that we see, and you've just got to, like, you go see doctors and they'll say, oh, you're within a healthy range, but you need something more
specialised. If you are going to be an athlete and train for competitions, you are putting your body through a pretty stressful process sometimes. So you need to see someone who's a specialist.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, next part of the question. See, this is a big question. And people's perceptions of how you look when you have been that lean, and how you deal with that, or how you learn to not care about what others' thoughts are.
Oh, I'll take this one. But this has been me in a nutshell the last year, really. Because since I discovered I had PCOS, I had adrenal fatigue, hypothyroidism, all sorts of things, fun stuff. You know, I had to then go to a weight where I'm not, maybe not so comfortable in my own skin, and that was tough. And then you're dealing with the fact that, oh my gosh, you put this pressure on yourself where you think everyone has this expectation of you as an athlete to look a certain way all the time, and that's hard. And, you know, I think for the most part we put it on ourselves, but people do still have an expectation, people that don't really know you. So I think it got to a point where I just had to kind of stop caring, and it's still a day-to-day battle where I just have to make sure I just block any negativity out. Because there's so many, you need to surround yourself with people that just support you and lift you up to help you deal with that. And you need to learn to love yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, and know that I think I just focus on the bigger picture of, you know, I want to continue doing this sport. I want to continue in the fitness industry for years to come. So for me, a little bit of sacrifice now of not being so lean,
it's going to be more beneficial in the long run.
Exactly.
You just got to, all the time, no matter what, like, when you're getting ready for a comp, your goal is to, like, work at looking the best on stage. So our goal now is to work on being healthy, so that when it comes to comp prep and stuff, we can do things a lot more easier, and it's going to be easier on our bodies. And sometimes it does take that time, and you just have to learn to relax, because that is the main thing. It's all your stress and how you deal with things.
Get rid of the stress. De-stress your life.
No stress. So you've just got to, like, it's just the way that it is. You just got to learn to deal with it. And if, you know, people are being negative, they're not the people that you need in your life, and you don't need them around you. So, you know,
ignore the Facebook trolls. They're just keyboard warriors. Don't worry about them.
Yeah, don't worry about them. We learn to deal with them pretty quickly.
Exactly. And you know what? It's relative to your goals. So right now we're eating lots of food, which is fun. we're still training probably harder than ever.
Yeah, because we've got food in us, so we can.
And we're growing some muscles, and my butt is so big right now that it doesn't fit into half my clothes. Jeans are just no deal.
It's really bad when you go to put on your like denim shorts and you can't get them over your butt. Even I'm having that problem. Mine's not as big as hers. So.
Mine's ridiculous, but I love it, and now so it's good. I've learned to love it. Embrace the bubble butt.
And it's good to have a break. Like you just feel like it's it's life again. We can enjoy our life. We can do as we please.
Now that doesn't mean after a show you can binge and blow out and like be massive. It's not an excuse to bulk. It was a progressive thing for us, very slowly increasing calories and that kind of thing. So if you do things the right way, in your heart why you're doing it, and it's temporary, then that's fine.
Yeah, and if you do it slowly and gradually, you won't put on as much weight. Like, you're looking at 5 kilos, like it's a maximum. That's how much I put on since my last show, so it hasn't been too bad, but to me it feels like about 20, but you just get over that. You learn to deal with that.
Exactly. So stay strong. But if you need some extra support, just give us a message on our Facebook page and we can talk
any questions, because we're not hormonal specialists, but we're getting pretty good at it now with all the stuff that we're going through. So if you've got any questions relative to any of that, please send us a private message on Facebook or even on the Muscle X for Her page, and we'll be happy to help you out. All right, well, that's all we've got time for today. Yes. So thank you so much again for the questions. Please leave us more, because we're here to help them. We just love giving you guys advice. That's why we do what we do. And
any more questions, just jump on our Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/MuscleX for Her. And keep an eye out for our next video.
Yeah, thanks guys. Bye.